Boy, you're quick. You must play for premium, huh? Michaela Kennedy! Love you guys. We're going to do some space weather. We're going to come back and do headlines. God bless. I have one earphone on right now, so it's a little bit weird. Hey, give me a thumbs up if you can see the screen, the eagle, and hear my voice. Much appreciated. I think Mike's going to be joining us. Mike from around the block is going to be joining us pretty soon, right? Mike from around the block in Baltimore, that is. Mike Matcher in the house, the one, the only. Good to have you. Always the players. George Ricard, always the players. Only the players are invited. You know, I kick everyone else off because I'm a jackass. Jackass. But in a nice sort of way. I'm a Christian jackass. Does that count? Alright, well, Happy New Year. Happy holidays to everyone. We're going to first do a space weather update, and we'll be back about 10 minutes after that. Already have everything set up for a headlines update. Alright, we're going to have to refresh everything we're doing here to make sure that the latest and greatest. Alright, we are expecting to be hit. Well, James Coppman World News Report today. We're expecting to be hit by another CME. They've totally changed their decision, and the M6 is supposed to strike Earth tomorrow on the 6th. There goes people texting me. On the 6th tomorrow. Now, we'd like to use our estimated planetary index here. You can see that there's no geomagnetic storm touching the ground right now. We will look at ACE and Discover before we're through with this presentation, which is at Lagrange point 1 million miles away from Earth, in between Earth and the Sun, right? So we did see something at high altitude where the college index, it's Boulder, so y'all know. Although that is the Boulder index, this is the one on top of the mountain, and they always get higher readings, except for this one moment here, because the elevation, we're talking about 2 miles high. There's a very big difference between GLE, ground level events, ocean level events, GLEs, and something up in the college mountains up here at 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 feet. 1 mile is how many feet? Denver is at 1 mile. It's still basically in the plains. That'd be, I think, about 5,200 feet. Am I right, guys? How many feet is 1 mile? So Denver is going to be about 10,000, 12,000 feet. Boulder is going to be a valley in that mountain range. The college index is on mountaintops, so it's much more sensitive. But we're not seeing a geomagnetic disturbance in any of them. Nothing really. Okay? Nothing. Now, jump over the globe to what? Germany. Look, it's the Helmholtz. Can y'all pronounce that? Helmholtz Center for Geosciences in Germany. You know what? If I show y'all Earth side, why won't I show y'all the opposite side? And when I looked for the opposite side, the best one I could come up with was the German KP index. You can see that it's starting to hit again here. They're starting to see a geomagnetic disturbance in Germany right now. It was nighttime. Now it's getting into daytime. It's becoming nighttime here in the U.S. And then the impact from the CME. Now let me just prove that I'm right. just for fun. Not that I have to, but let me prove that I'm right. Alright, I told y'all they changed their fucking mind as usual. 75% probability an R2 moderate solar flare with chances of an R3. That's right. Took place later on the 30th. I don't believe that at all. Oh, this is the wrong fucking story. We get to the right story. These silly bitches. Well, I got it. I'm going to do it the easy way. Improved models, and I'll show you all the models, of yesterday's coronal mass ejection, the M6, are going to hit on December 7th. Potentially striking a G1 class geomagnetic storm. CME was launched on yesterday, December 4th, upon an M6 class solar flare. And there is the M6, solar flare from AR 4300. Just, if I get something wrong, it's because I'm in the wrong spot of the program, not because my memory's gone. My memory's sharp. So that was 4300, and it's inbound, although they said it was not going to be inbound. Now, we did, and we are having solar winds up to 700 kilometers per second still, which should create a G1 geomagnetic storm. I'm guessing when we look, and this is a total guess because I haven't done this yet, okay? I'll be right as always. And I hate to be that, profound, but I'm guessing our shields are up if 700 kilometer per second winds are not putting us in a G1 geomagnetic storm. Either the angle is to the north or the BZ is positive. One of the two. And we'll let them decide. We don't have to decide. Alright, so we're maintaining a C flare, a C1.79, and this could pop off at any moment. We're going to take a look at what we have, but we have at least 2 Delta class sunspots. This is the M6 here yesterday that's inbound for the 7th. Now, the 7th starts at 7 p.m. tomorrow. So, 7 p.m. Central tomorrow. Let me phrase that correctly. So, that's this right here. Now we have a bunch of sunspots Earth facing, no activity. Regularly, we see it calm, and it seems to not actually flare when it's Earth facing. And if it does flare, we regularly see these time periods of no activity or diluted activity, and then all of a sudden, boom, shakalaka boom, right? All right. So we looked at this. Let's look at this bullshit. Core 1, not the Core 1 I like, right? Not the Core 1 I like. Core 1 that they replaced the greatest instrument on GOES 18 with. We'll go to that in a bit. You won't be able to see shit here. When I go to the one that was launched in 2017, not 2024, it's going to look like a fantasy world for you guys, okay? This one won't even take a go. Go. It's useless. It's bad information anyway. Really, the thing to do here is to go into space weather. They're hitting us. Hey, Mike Mulcher. Okay. Let me see. Actually, I have been talking about it. Mike, we have a planetary lineup. They're going to try to take us off. Can you believe they never do this with a solar report? They never do this with a solar report. All right, give me a second. They never do this with a solar report. All right, we got it back up. It's a Christmas miracle. Now, what I will do is answer Mike's question first off. I have a 14-inch telescope. It's over $7,000. Okay, and look, we were going to discuss the planetary lineup here. We have a geomagnetic connection, Mike, to Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune. We did have one to Sirius, but this is the big day. Watch this. Probably around the 22nd or 23rd, the moon has so much to do with these lineups. It's 90% of the agitator for any lineups, okay? So, yesterday, we had great lineups. Great lineup. Uranus, the moon, Earth, the sun, and Venus, right? This is the real picture. Everyone else, they think, Mike, we're having lineups because they can see them. These are what's called visual lineups. When you're at the nighttime side, you can see Jupiter, the moon, Uranus, and Neptune. And, well, I don't think you can see Eris or Sirius, but most of the people are talking about visual lineups. What I only work with is planetary lineups per RCA, Radio Corporation of America's report to the U.S. military that I memorized, okay? That I memorized. So if y'all just let me tell y'all, well, some of your biggest moments are going to be, was it haven't erupted in 10, 15,000 years? What they can't hide from us is the magnitude of earthquakes. And that's what they've been hiding from us. The magnitude of earthquakes. I've been doing this for what? Even when I was an oil and gas man, I was doing this every night. It's for my own purposes. I've never been this long without seeing a decent sized quake, especially with Earth on the busy side of the solar system. What they're doing is they've turned down the senses on the geophones, and that's why we had 6 volcanoes that they said were dormant. They all exploded, but they said they were dormant. They hadn't gone off to 10 to 15,000 years, but no major quakes. Actually, you'd see an earthquake with magma moving below that if they weren't actually, well, depressing them. Suppressing them, I guess, is a better word. All right, let's learn together here. So 4294 is still Delta class. 4296, part of that big sunspot complex, is turned into a simple sunspot. They've lowered our X-class chances down. Why? When the sunspots face Earth, are they never likely to flare? I mean, I am so baffled. The sunspots flare all the way around the backside, and then when they get right up to Earth facing, now they'll flare on their way out, right? Y'all call it the eastern limb. I call it the western limb. Everything's upside down, okay? Everything's upside down. My telescope, Celestron, about $6,000, $7,000, actually shows it to me right set up. And actually I have bought several lenses for it. Now, What I can tell y'all is there's no planets around the sun, okay? I've almost burned my telescope up looking at the sun to see if there's any planets on it for you guys, or around it for you guys. There's not. There's nothing. I have an infrared and ultraviolet lens both that I paid $200, $300 for. There's nothing around the sun. There's no destroyer. There's no nothing. It's all bullshit, okay? It's bullshit. And the people pushing that shit, I don't think they do it with malice. I think they're just, I don't know. Maybe their lives suck so bad they want to restart. And I think we all feel that way right now, right? But we have to deal with facts. Not fiction, facts, not fiction. Now look at these badass sunspots pulling out C3s, C2s, C2s. Here's a beta gamma 4299, a C2. I've noticed when sunspots face Earth, there should be, well, there's nothing behind us. Let's look. There's actually something huge behind us, James. Let's get back to the right date. Remember, the moon has everything to do with this. So the big night should have been, well, it should have been on the 3rd. See that? Full moon is on the 3rd. That's a geomagnetic connection to Uranus, Neptune, Eris, and Jupiter. The 4th, which ended only a few hours ago, still a very good lineup with everything. The cross, the lineup, and this is the cross that Jesus Christ was crucified on. This cross right here. Look, this cross right here. This is the cross, FYI. Right? It's so funny, but if you watching a movie, old movie called like Stargate, they tell you everything you need to know. They want to tell you everything, but they just can't, I guess. I'm not quite sure why they don't tell you everything, but they tell you most everything. That M6.07, we were all expecting a huge solar flare. They've lowered the chances, but it's still a Delta class. Look, it's still Delta class. Look, we got 4296 and 4294, both Earth-facing. 4299, Earth-facing. 4300's giving us all the problems. Simple, right? Simple. We've got 2 Delta and 1 Beta Gamma. They're all Earth-facing, and they've lowered the chances down for tomorrow to 20% X-class solar flare. Do y'all see what I see? Do you see what I see? Something's not right. Every time these sunspots are Earth-facing, nothing happens. I mean, y'all must be able to see the pattern. Nothing ever happens, right? Right, we got jets. So, my 3 or 4 best friends are with the Air Force, and they're on bombing crews, and they went into radio silence today around 9 a.m. Right guy can call them on their cell phone, and it calls out. And I do, because I know they're coming out of Florida and coming out of, all the bases in Panama City, all the bases in the Florida coast, all up and down the Gulf Coast. They went on radio silence this morning at 9 a.m., and a couple of them text me, James, this is it. They can't really say much more than that. They're on radio silence now. I've tried to text them back. I heard a lot of the jets go over my house. Big jets. And this went on for many hours. I think they're about to bomb Venezuela. I don't know if you can land one of those big-ass jets. I know they can refuel them in the sky. But can you land? And if they're going to strike, they're going to strike tonight. Tonight. I'll make another call that's outstanding, right? or one night very, very soon here. Because, listen, Trump and them are in way too much trouble here. What they're trying to do here, this is nothing about drugs. The only drug coming out of Venezuela is cocaine. There's no fentanyl coming out of Venezuela. And the one boat I showed y'all, YouTube, I'm the only one not allowed to post anymore because I showed y'all that one boat with one engine, argued how it could have one engine and be some kind of drug running boat with the engine up out of the water and two people fishing on it. Then I zoomed in and showed the deck. Big mistake, big mistake, big mistake. They told me I can no longer post. I'm the only channel that cannot about what's going on. Now remember, out of the 30, a new boat was struck today. Out of the 30 boats struck, 33, over 22 of them have been in the Pacific. Say it, Pacific. On the other side, some people say this is our chance to take over the Panama Canal. We already bought it. BlackRock bought the Panama Canal, the main dry dock in the Panama Canal, about 3 or 4 months ago. BlackRock, in other words, the CIA. I believe this is Trump's last-ditch effort to free the American public from the deep state. And the deep state is a swamp thing that gets black funding out of operations like Venezuela. Kind of like I know more about Mensa, Arkansas, when Bush Sr., as OSS and CIA, was running cocaine for 30 years into Mensa, Arkansas with Billy Bob Clinton as the governor. I did a video on that. Of course, it's been taken down as well. The main thing here to take away is it's not the oil. I thought it was the oil. I was wrong. I don't ever mind admitting I was wrong. What y'all need to know is Trump's actually trying to do something right. He's trying to cut off the black budget funding. If any of y'all watch my show today, I had the best show in all of America. All of America. You know what? None of y'all even watch it. I already know. Y'all gave me a thumbs up. That's great. But you know what? Until you watch the show, you're just part of the problem. It turns out that particular 6 people have had hundreds of millions of dollars thrown at them. The seditious 6. You're a feeder, Donna.
Here's what nobody's telling you about the new bearskin hoodie. This fleece is thick.
I would buy one, but it has a stupid bearskin thing on the
which
side.
Is super warm.
Somebody,
James Kaufman, World News Report today.
listen.
The seditious 6 have been laundering dark
I'm
money.
gonna force y'all
campaign
to listen to this. All of them.
I'm
All
talking
6
about
of them.
millions and millions of dollars in campaign.
All 6 of them are complicit with Act Blue. I sent that to Trump. How do you think Trump announced he was going to fucking study Act Blue? I sent all this to Trump too, with the actual payments. You can thank me, okay? You can thank my fucking ass. I have spreadsheets all over my house right now. I probably could get drones at any time.
Contributions. And I'm talking about from the
Watch.
same.
You want to see my
Smurfs.
spreadsheets?
A Smurf is someone that doesn't know they're donating because they're not. The money's coming from overseas or other hidden sources, and they use quote-unquote Smurfs as puppets to run the money through, or to at least tag their name to the money.
What do all of them have in let's see if I can find it. What do all of them have in common? They all got donations from the same 22 people. in the amounts of millions and millions of dollars, but have the proof, have the spreadsheet I put together.
It turns out the Seditious Six have been receiving dark money from the same Smurfs or puppets, and we're talking about big money.
Y'all gonna have to watch
that's
this.
been laundered through their campaigns.
Someone give me a
Oh, but yes.
fucking super chat.
So we're talking about
Something.
Senator Alessa Slotkin of Michigan,
CIA.
Kelly of Arizona,
Ex-Navy.
and Representatives Chris DeLucio of Pennsylvania,
Army.
Maggie Goodlander of New Hampshire,
How's that
and
bitch?
Chrissy Houlihan of Pennsylvania,
Oh.
along with Jason Crow of Colorado.
They're all Army or
Odds
Navy.
That 22 people
Two are
will
CIA.
make tens of thousands of donations to these 6 people alone.
Now,
Let's
look.
go over a little bit of that, shall we?
I
We'll
want
go over just 22 Smurfs, but we've
I want y'all to listen to the 95,000 donations. It'll only take 5 minutes. 95,000 donations made by 98-year-old people to these 6 senators. Only to these 6 senators. No one else. To these 6 senators. That's 98,000 times that 22 people in 2 years were able to donate. How is that possible? Average age, was it 78 or 88? I'll put it actually is included. How do they get to the mailbox when there's only 365 days in a year? How do they get to the mailbox several thousand times in a day? In a day. These people knew that they were about to be arrested and tried for treason. This is China money, Black Project Chinese influence money that they took and they knew they took. Let's listen. Let's listen to James's, one of his best works this week.
come up with a lot more than that. They made more than 95,000 separate donations to these 6 Democrats. That's right. And most of them donated to all 6 of them. I think we have a problem, if you know what I mean. So they're all involved in fraud and money laundering and
Y'all just
funneling
listen.
money from outside the
I have a
U.S.
spreadsheet
into
if
their
y'all want
campaigns
it. I'll give it to
to
you.
these puppets, or Smurfs as they call them. This is just over the last couple of years. I'm going to go over 22 Smurfs and tell you
Listen.
how many times they donated.
Listen
That's
to
going to be
the impossibilities.
95,298 times. These
95,000
6 individuals.
95,000 donations from 22 people that swear they never donated, and they're all over 88 on average years old, to these jackasses right here. If I did CC Trump, Cash Patel, Pound Bonnie, I can only do so much. I'm one person, right?
No wonder they thought the military might be coming after them. David Hutton, Paso Robles, California, donated $344,000 through 14,047 donations.
14,000
He was 71
donations.
years old and had no idea he had made any of these donations. He actually donated to all 6 of them. Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin, Jason Crow, Chris DeLuzio, Chrissy Houlihan, and Maggie Goodlander.
Let's get it going.
Next up, Daphne Sanderson, Cape May, New Jersey. She donated a mere $24,018 through 1,878 separate donations.
She's been busy.
Average donation $12.79. She's 72 years old and didn't know she made any of these donations.
I want to know, have you made this mistake with your holster? And
Well-
by mistake, I mean, did you get a holster that's uncomfortable so you
We're
don't
going to
carry
go
it all
back
the
to
time?
space weather,
You may
but
have.
let me just prove my
She
point.
donated
Please share
5
this.
of the 6. She did not donate to Chris DeLuzio. The rest of them she did. Next up, William Hardy, Strahan, New Hampshire.
There's one that did over
He donated
1.4 million.
$148,768
Listen.
through 3,189 separate donations,
In 2
averaging
years,
$46.65 a donation.
there's only
He is
365
69 years
days in
old,
a
and
year.
He didn't know he made any of these donations. They only went to Mark Kelly and Chrissy Houlihan. Now let me say that everybody in this list donated to Mark Kelly, and 20 of these 20
Everyone that I pointed out.
I'm going over here, donated to Alyssa Slotkin.
CIA.
I should use the word puppets, but they're using the word Smurfs here. Right, who's up next?
They
How
must
about
hate
Robert
me.
Degrassi.
I sent it to other Senate
Festus,
offices.
Maryland, $78,972 to 1,000.
We're going to go until we have the record.
Separate donations.
The record winner.
averaging $52.30.
He did 28,000 donations
to
in 24 months.
4 of the 5, including Alyssa Slotkin, Mark Kelly, Jason Crow, and Chrissy Houlihan. Who's next up? Mary Gibbons.
All testify in front of
Cotulla
Congress.
Valley,
Where's my
California.
paperwork?
She donated $374,000 to 5,660 donations,
How old?
averaging $66.08. She's 93 years old.
She
and of course,
all that.
didn't know she donated to anyone.
She did all that.
She
at
donated
93?
to all of the seditious 6, minus Maggie Goodlander. So 5 of the 6, right?
Maggie.
Who's next up? The next Smurf in line, or puppet, that they used to launder money through would be Elizabeth Ditz, Redwood City, California.
So shit
She
show,
donated
Mr.
$31,841 to 2,000.
Well, when we get to the guy that did 1.4 million,
averaging
we're gonna stop.
$15.61.
But I do ask that y'all share
Again,
this.
she is 73 years old, and she donated to 3 of the seditious 6.
I covered 22
including
of the
Mark
top,
Kelly.
and
Who's
no
up
particular
next?
order, believe it or
Sarah
not. I
Ann
just pulled them off.
Komarski, New York.
Trump wanted to investigate.
$35,434.
Trump wanted to investigate. I did the investigation for him. It didn't take 6 months. He asked for the investigation yesterday. It took me 6 hours. 6 hours. And I've already busted all these fucking seditious 6 in taking illegal black money, foreign money, as campaign contributions. One man. They didn't pay me a fucking dime. I sent it to the FBI, the DOJ, Trump, JD Vance. They didn't want it. They didn't want the truth. They didn't want the truth. You damn well know I'm going to give them the truth. Listen, we're going to get to and I did 22 random donors. I didn't even take the biggest ones. I'm giving you all the truth. Giving you all the truth out of their campaign contributions. I put my AI on it. They gave me random. It went up to thousands going to these 6 people. But I just picked the top 22. It probably gets much worse than I even go into. And this is millions of dollars of money. Now, once we're to at least the biggest guy that I covered today, we'll move on back to space weather. But in the meantime, I did contact Kash Patel and Dan Bonagino and Trump and JD Vance and everybody, the DOJ, Criminal Division. No wonder they didn't want to get arrested, right? Listen, just listen.
Through 1,478 separate donations, averaging 91.
They're donating like 7 to 12 times a day. Some of them donate 20 times a day. We've got one of them that donated 25,000 times in the last 7 years. 25,000 separate donations. He's coming up soon.
$1.63. She is 91 years old, and she gave to Mark Kelly, Alyssa Slotkin, and Jason Crow. Wow. Next up, Marjorie Lynn, Van Buren, Michigan, $27,492 through 1,598 separate donations, averaging $17.20 each. She only gave to Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin. No wonder they were the most outspoken of the bunch. Next up.
So out of the 22 people, it was a total random sample. Both of them gave over $1 million to these two, CIA and ex-fake NASA astronaut. And Crazy Kathy, you don't have to tell me they're fake NASA astronauts. I taught you that 5 years ago when you joined the channel. So stop it right now.
David Rosenstein, Santa Monica, California. He gave $308,030 to 1,242 separate donations, averaging $248.01 each. He again is 72 years old and gave to 5 out of the 6, not including Maggie Goodlander. Imagine.
See, I read all your bullshit comments. I know you're drinking heavily, but you know what? All I did was teach you the truth from the get-go. It took me 1.5 years to convince my father he didn't go to the moon because he saw it on black and white TV.
They're having to make several donations, up to 12, 13 donations every day.
Every day. Of course, these Smurfs. I'm going to quit when we get to the 1.4 million and 25,000 donations in 2 years. Imagine how many times you got to make a donation a day. I guess you got to get hooked up to the computer. What's 365 divided by 25,000 by 365? You're making 700 or 800 donations a day?
Smurfs didn't donate any of this money and had no idea what was going on with their names attached to it. Their bank records prove it, and just contacting them also proved it. So this is dark money laundering at its worst. These are seditious people here.
This is what brought all these people together. I couldn't figure it out until I did. And Kathy, you know I love you, by the way. But I couldn't figure it out until I did figure it out. And now, Trump, the only reason Trump asked for this investigation is I sent him this a day early, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome, as usual.
Let's keep going, shall we? How about Margot Lesser out of Hills, Michigan? $359,011. 6,049 donations, averaging $59.35 each. Of course, she's 75 years old too. I guess they went after the old people so that they could, use the...
All right, Kathy, what do you mean fake ass charts? The one that NASA gives us? Is that what you mean? I love you. I don't understand what you mean because I don't make any charts up. When I show you all the plasma that's supposed to be hitting Earth, I believe that to really be the plasma really hitting Earth. But is that what you're talking about or something else? Let me know a little bit more explicit in your anger, right?
Plausible deniability, i.e.
Look.
They have Alzheimer's. She donated all that money to just Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin again.
All those two.
Who's up next? Elizabeth Waffle from Milan, Michigan. She donated $126,775. 13,604 donations, averaging $9.32. She's 87 years old.
That makes sense.
She gave to everyone in the bunch except for Chrissy Houlihan. This is ridiculous.
You say charts from NASA.
Robert Hutchinson, Asheville, North Carolina. $97,660.
This is just a sample.
2,631 separate donations. 37 $4.12 each. He, of course, is 80 years old, and he only gave to Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin. But, of course, Karen Grimaldi from Plains, New Jersey, gave $189,980. Now we're going to listen to the only record breaker. These are random 22 that I pulled. They weren't by highest, lowest, anything. I should have probably went by highest donation number or highest. I just randomly sorted them, okay, to Mark Kelly and Slodkins. That's how I sorted them. And you saw these other people were included, and 90% of the same people donating. Of course, these 90-year-olds had no idea they had donated and did not donate any money to any of them. We'll do the $1.34 million, and then I beg that y'all share it. You'll actually watch something in your lives. Your IQs need help, okay? Everyone needs to slow down. Quit playing on your phones. Share this. Prove why the seditious six got together. I did it all for you. I did it for Trump. Trump wants to give him 6 months to investigate. There's no investigations needed. These are off the database of actual campaign contributions. Come on, people. Through 7,618 separate donations, averaging $24.94, 68 years old, she only gave to Mark Kelly and Alyssa Slotkin. Paul McDonald, New York, $14,050 through 1,171 donations. You can see I didn't each. Even take my spreadsheet. Only gave to Mark Kelly. Only to Kelly? Wow, for our record breaker. Michael Berger from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania donated $1,324,205 through 24,680 separate donations. So 25,000 donations in 24 months. There's only 730 days. Real quickly, did he make 300 donations a day? Averaging $53.65. He is 66 years old, and he donated to all of the seditious six except for Chrissy Houlihan.
PSA for anyone with mason jars collecting dust after the canning season.
If y'all want to see this, I printed this out today. Alright, it is what it is, right? No big flares. We'll take another look at that real quick. We have 2 Delta class sunspots, Earth facing, 1 Beta Gamma spot. These are simple, altogether simple. 2 Delta 6, 7, 8 total, and we have more coming around the mountain when they come. Alright, and this is kind of a little bit newer shot here. Oh gosh, unnamed 4301 just got named over here. Unbelievable. It just popped up there. As everyone knows, because of our Parker spiral geomagnetic connection to, this is the west side of the sun. Everything's flipped over, okay? I hate when Mr. P&B said the right side. He knows he's wrong. He doesn't know what to say. We're a tool job. Bunch of Dabu and him steal all my shit. That's fine. One day y'all will realize it, but until then, I'm good with it. Alright. What else do we have? 4298, simple. 4294, that's Delta class. 4296, Delta class. And then we get into the Beta Gamma class, 4299 up here, and 2 simple sunspots here. They almost tell you exactly what I tell you. It's getting stupid to watch them. I watch every night.
I know they watch me, so shouldn't I watch them? Alright. Alright, let's go ahead and watch Lasco for the hell of it. Miss Donna, you're fine. Just so you guys know, I've talked to Miss Catherine. There's Miss Catherine there. Miss Catherine, you had hand surgery, didn't you? On Tuesday. And I remember getting on my knees and saying a prayer for you. So, she's fine. Am I right, Miss Catherine? Is that you that I said a prayer for with hand surgery on Monday or Tuesday? I got on my knees in front of my bed here and said a prayer for somebody, and I thought it was you. Regularly, my brain is pretty good, but maybe not this time. I don't know. It was you? Yes, ma'am. Actually, I got on my knees, so you made it through? Darlene Harris. I'm so sorry I got y'all mixed up. See, y'all are both my wrenches. My apologies so much. I'm so sorry, Catherine. I know Catherine is from Canada. Am I right? At least I get that right, hopefully. Alright, look, we got some problems here again. Another debris field comes through here. The second in just a few days. Let's just... Can y'all see that debris field? We love you, Miss Donna. Hey, if someone really wants to help the channel out, you know what? Send us a cup of coffee deal or super chat or something like that. Super chats invigorate how I present for some reason, because it's showing there and it makes me work harder. And the way you can get the most money to us, about 96-97%, is through coffee. But either one of them are greatly appreciated. Super thanks, super chat. Even if you see this later, you can super thanks it. You don't have to be live. We have another debris storm coming. Can anyone guess what planet that is? Well, we don't have to guess because you're with me, right? We already know it's Venus right there, right? We already know it's Venus, right? That's how easy this is. When you're playing with all your marbles and screws, right? Alright. Now we are going to be doing, it's only 9:40, going to be doing a complete, all the headlines of the day here. About 15 minutes after we're gone here. I have most of it pulled up already. Hopefully y'all join us. I want to keep saying, here we are on TikTok. At least ice, baby. Ice,
Hey, we're not gonna have something else again, man. Chill out.
Chill out, big girl. Something went wrong. They won't even let me get into my own profile that I own. Ice.
TikTok, I thought you was recording me all that time. TikTok.
Hey, we're not gonna have something else again, man. Chill out.
I know, yeah, that's my son.
Okay, but
my
son doesn't need to be
son.
acting like a jackass.
That's my son's. Is that your son or your son's? I play it, but we can't play that shit on YouTube, obviously. I own this bitch. I can't even get to it. Let's see if studio brings me anywhere near. Mike, look, me and Mike are shooting up. We got monetized here. Now we're doing over 1,000 views a day. I don't know what. We'll go to the right here. So that's good times. If you want to see us at TikTok, if you want to see us at Rumble, they just moved us up to all 5 levels of monetization at Rumble. We're humble. Look. I will say Mike's doing a great job. Shout out to Mike. And y'all can get that right here. Now mine's 17 minutes, Mike. Yours is 2 minutes. And I haven't made it short yet. That's problematic. And that's problematic. They're the same length here. Very problematic. Alright, no big deal. We'll work through it. We're both learning as we go, okay? Both learning as we go. And here is Donna, if you want to do me a favor, go over to World News Report. I'll give you all the address right now and watch a few of the videos. Of course, I'm going to come up first, but you have to actually use the filters. It's hard to get there. Hit channel. And then come all the way down here to World News Report. Now look, I own this one. I own this. The address. We've only done 1 stream, 2 streams. Last night, the night before. Please, y'all go. I know there's nothing to watch here, but go watch us. We've got a bunch of people that want to come on. If y'all want to come on as anchors, start you out at 50% of all the revenues, 100% of the revenues. I do all the SEO, the back end, everything. We put you on TikTok. We put you on Twitter. We put you on Facebook. We put you on Rumble. We put you on, is it Twitch? You're going to have to help me, Mike. You get 50, 60, 70, 80% of your original, and then we pay you from all of our other channels as well that we've already put together. You can't ever beat this deal. I need some anchors that want to talk about something. You can show your face or you can't. I don't care. You will have to sign a contract, and if you break it, I'll sue the piss out of you. Remember, I beat BMW, Kenmore, the Home Road Association, broke them all. So, unless you're an attorney or you have the best attorney in your whole fucking world as your brother, don't fuck with me, okay? Never try to fuck with me, ever. I'll never want to leave my 100% wins. That means I'll fight to the death. Anyway, if anyone wants to be a part of World News Report, and I won't throw it up there again, all you got to do is email worldnewsreporttoday@gmail.com. We have our first co-anchor starting tomorrow the next day. They're emailing in a video. They had tried to start their own channel. They got 6 to 10 followers. I looked at their channels after 2 years. That'd be about your average. Dan had great work. Shot himself in the fucking mouth over it. Great work. And offered him the same deal. Tasty deal, right? And he said, "Can I have it again?" And I said, "Bud, once you told me to go fuck myself is enough. I only take it once, right? From everybody. Now, you can go and tell me to fuck off, but go fuck myself? Well, like I'm trying to rip you off?
all I was trying to do is give him breath. Give him breath. I'll remember that. And am I nice? Hey, I am very, very nice. Christmas time, big bonuses. I'm a very nice person. All right, like I told y'all. Remember I told y'all the shields would be up? I haven't seen this, okay? I swear to God I haven't seen this. But I knew with 700 kilometer per second solar winds, if we weren't in a G3 or G2 or G3 geomagnetic storm, our BZ was mostly above that zero line there. There's a lot of missing data here, which bothers me, obviously. And then this is the tilt. The blue, the BT, Phi GSM, that's the tilt. It's a northern tilt. It's a southern tilt. And if that doesn't teach you I'm always right, I hate always being right. Look, 713. I thought they'd be higher. So that storm is gone, right? That storm is gone. Let's see if we can get a really high print. I got one at 800 earlier. We never got into a geomagnetic storm, although the BZ was negative, barely negative, and the tilt of the Phi GSM went south. It just wasn't enough to do it here, even with solar winds going up to 721. I saw them at right around 800 earlier, which is strange. All right, over to ACE. Just a reprogram of what I told y'all. You hardly ever see the angle of our atmosphere go from north to south to north to south to north to south to north to south to north to south. Some guy that thought he was smarter than me, which I don't know if anyone is, he owns Space Weather Underground. He owns that channel. He said, well, why do you say the sun grounded the 6,000 planes if one cosmic ray, like you said in your article, did? I said it was the threat, sir, of the sun, because they emitted the same photons, right? I bet you want to go see? No response. He erased his message. What a loser. The Solar Underground, I wonder who that is. I know it's somebody big on YouTube. He's got a channel. I said, although I covered that it was a cosmic ray like you're initiating, it was the threat of solar activities that bear the same type of rays. The reason that the software upgrade was grounded before it was hardened. Oh, he didn't like the truth, right? No one likes someone that's logical and smarter than them. Well, most of these people have been on YouTube since 2007. No high school diplomas, no college degrees, not 45 years hiring attorneys, etc. I laugh at most everybody. All right. Wow. That looks like a bad boy leaving there. It is black over white, the southern hemisphere. Black over white, southern hemisphere. Black over white, southern hemisphere. Black over white, southern hemisphere. White over black, northern hemisphere. So everything, for whatever reason, even if it's reverse polarity, when it faces Earth, it all becomes the most regular shit I've ever seen in my life. And I'll never, ever be able to explain this in my life. Ever, ever. Have y'all noticed that most of the X-flares have actually left? We've even been affected by X-flares that left the back side of the star. We've actually had photon storms from sunspots that exploded in the exact opposite direction of Earth. That's how big those novas were. They were novas, micronovas, what they were. But you know what? Anytime anything's facing Earth, I don't know if God's really on our side. I'm not quite sure what's going on. And like Kathy said, I don't know if this is all real or Memorex, right? I was able to prove because the contracts that I found that the space station, the ISS, the shuttle, they were all what's called real-time augmented virtual reality. And I was able to prove that we never made the landings in 69. That was all bullshit. It took me, because my dad said he saw it on TV, I had to kind of like slap him around a little bit, because they had television, television to him so many times he believed it. So I had to deprogram him. It took me over 1 year before he could see the truth. It could take just as long. My dad is a massive genius. Actually, he is. He's an architect engineer. He built 15 of the biggest buildings in Houston. He built the Bellagio in Vegas, Wynn Resorts for Steve Wynn. He built it all. He's the architect and engineer number one. Okay, number one go-to. He did work for my old company for 20 years after all was said and done. But it still took me over a year, 1 year, to convince him that we didn't, probably a year and 3 months, to convince him we didn't go to the fastest, started going again. All right, Mike, good to say it. You know what? We never know. But you know what? Either you have faith or fear. If you have fear, you're no better than the next guy. If you have faith, look what was coming around. That's the cornhole we just got hit by. Yes, ma'am. I understand that. That's why I said either you have faith or you have fear. And I choose to have faith. I always have faith over fear. That means they can't control me. Look at the date on this. November 9th. That's November 9th, halfway through the day. And they won't update this, although we're paying their salaries to do so. No one's been let go or fired. We still have a whole team on the backside here. Now, how we can get a backside is the European Ultraviolet Imager, EUVI. SAD. We gotta go to the European Observatory over here, 12-6. See it? And look what's about to come around the mountain when she comes. I don't know, man. The European Ultraviolet Imager is what that stands for. 195 angstroms. How did they have a satellite on the backside of the sun and we don't? We used to have stereo C on the backside, stereo B ahead on the front side. Now we're down to one stereo. They said C got burned out in 2017. They said B got burned out last year. We've launched 10,000 satellites since then. Isn't the sun our biggest problem? Shouldn't we be more concerned about the sun than anything? I'm asking you guys. You guys are the smart ones, right? Alright. Currently, boom chakalaka like a boom boom boom. Oh, I'm going the wrong way, aren't I? It's December to remember. Alright. Today is December 5th. And we have a pretty good lineup here. I would expect a lot more earthquakes. I think they're dialing them down and hiding them. Here, Uranus, gas giant, Jupiter, the largest gas giant in our solar system. Right behind us, Neptune and Eris with a geomagnetic connection here. Y'all see it?
And the moon's right back there between Uranus and Jupiter, right pointed towards the sun. Now, we saw 6 extra volcanoes erupt, right? But what we should have seen are 6 to 10 more large earthquakes. Period. Period. All right. Tell my hook, did you see that we can't call Breyer's ice cream anymore? It's a delicious dairy treat. You remember that? Don't call it ice cream. Everyone blew, and you know what? It's 50% air. Breyer's is 50% air. Another thing the FDA was not happy about. That's why the ounces per container are so light. 50% air and less than 10% of any kind of dairy. They can still call it a dairy frozen treat. They just can't call it ice cream. Y'all can thank John Kennedy for that one, right? Tell me. Are you a female chauvinist pig? Ms. Kathy, you want to call in? I'll talk to you right now. I know you got my number. You want to call in and give your opinion? If you can do it in a sweet way. Or just want to take stabs at me. While I try to get y'all the best information I can. Because everyone sees. And you know what? It's not a good look. I won't lie to you. Not a good look, sweetheart. Rose and desserts, clear. I love Mike Johnson. I love your opinions, Miss Kathy. Why don't you call in and give them to me right now? You know what? I would have thrown you off the channel or blocked you if I had a problem with you. Right? You know that. You know me. Can I grab my phone and you call up and... I don't think we've been to the moon either. So what are you calling me out about? I was the one that taught y'all that. Please tell me what you're calling me out about for doing so wrong. Please, because every night you take swings at me, and I only have the best in my heart for you. And I would love to know what your opinion is. And let's see, my phone's right here. Here it is, right here. All right. I'll give you my platform. Tell me where I went wrong. It's be much appreciated, actually. All right. Much appreciated. Nothing negative. No. I agree with most of your opinions, right? Most of your opinions, FYI. But if you wanted to exercise one of your opinions that disagree with one of mine, I'm more than willing to give you my platform that I worked hard to create to let you voice that opinion. That separates me from the other people you hate, right? You know, hate is a bad look. It's a bad look. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's a bad look. God bless, guys. I'll wait. I guess that's a no-go, or you're going to call? Alright, well, we will be back with headlines for today. That's going to be December 5th, 2025. And we'll be back by about 10:30. That said, God bless everyone involved. Miss Kathy, we love you, no matter what you say. We love you. Lots of love to everyone. And y'all be safe. Don't be sorry. Okay. Hey, God bless you guys. Now, I'll try to get there from here. It's going to take me a long time. But that's alright. That's alright. May I suggest maybe beer instead of whiskey? Just a thought, right? Just a thought. God bless you guys. Hopefully we'll see you back here in about 20-30 minutes for headlines for today, December 5th, 2025. Thank you and God bless.